The federal universities workers, academic and non-academic, are melancholic that the leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities, ASU, has accepted another fraudulent and academic allowance from the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and wondering when the 2009 agreement will ever see the light of day. It is now 16 years since that agreement was signed. 16 years, and due for implementation in 2013. Count the years between 2013 and 2025, and yet the workers' unions leaders, academic and non-academic, are so heartless, are so selfish, are so greedy, are so corrupt that all they have been pressing for from government since 2009 till date is fraudulent and academic allowance. Because without the fraudulent and academic allowance coming in between, government would have implemented the 2009 agreement long before now, indeed in 2013. But since 2013 till date, all the strikes, 8 months, 7 months, whatever, ended with ASU leadership getting the fraudulent and academic allowance from government. So it was for the 4 years of Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan, 8 years of Muhammadu Buhari, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu has spent another 2 years giving what the ASU leaders and the other unions leaders have been pressing for, another end academic allowance. Now President Tinubu has given them what they are pressing the government for, fraudulent and academic allowance, meaning that the 2009 agreement is again put in the cooler. Betrayal of fellow workers for their own selfish reasons, because from this fraudulent and academic allowance, they become the leaders and their cronies become automatic multimillionaire. So the other fellow workers can go to hell. That is what it means and nothing else. 16 years after, the 2009 agreement will not see the light of day because of the greed, selfishness, self-centeredness, callousness, and betrayal by the union's leaders. Unprecedented, incomparable with any other union that we know in Nigeria or elsewhere. So, what future for Nigerian citizens, for Nigerian workers, if this is coming from those teaching our children in universities? College of Education. Our colleges of education, our polytechnics have not used fraudulent and academic allowance to shortchange workers, but federal universities workers shortchanged by their unions leaders, with ASU leadership as the arrowhead. So the apex academic unions organization, the most scandalous anywhere in the world, the most scandalous. Or tell me another union in Nigeria or elsewhere taxing members by a percentage of their monthly salary, monthly, every month, because they belong to a workers' union. What is the work of a workers' union? Other than if they have issues with the employers, to call a meeting, deliberate on what to do, the procedure and the rest of it, and table it before. That's all. But they have expanded it to charity organization, whereby they will extort a percentage of each worker's monthly salaries monthly to claim scholarship for indigent undergraduate students. Just to create confusion and benefit from it. There is no argument about what the purpose of a workers' union. So, why enlarge the coast at the expense of the workers who are struggling to survive with their families, with particular reference to now? But whether the present situation of all subsidies gone, poor pay to workers arises or not, what is the purpose of a workers' union? Because in academics, we are expected to define our terms, state our purpose. And so, the leaders of the Apex Workers' Union in Nigeria lost the sense of its purpose, saying that welfare of ASU members is not the overarching priority of ASU. But 3% of each ASU's monthly salary is the overarching priority of ASU. Denying them of their earned allowances while getting a bribe from government instead of allowing them to get their allowances as due is the overarching priority of ASU. So, I have been told and have accepted, don't keep quiet until justice is done. Let the old world know what the leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities represent. Leadership that by themselves amended the constitution in 2012 to be extorting a percentage of each worker's monthly salary monthly. That was 2012. And 2013, they decided they colluded with government to be getting what they call earned academic allowance in lieu of individual workers getting his or her own earned allowances. That is where we are. And the whole world must understand. It's not your concern, but those teaching your children in universities are demoralized because of what I'm telling you. Because their salaries is shared with the union leaders who are fellow workers like themselves. Then their allowances, their overtime, their overwork is now claimed by the union. Huh? What else is turning fellow workers into slaves? Slave. You know, the world moved from colonialism, from slave trade to colonialism. ASU leaders return ASU members to enslavement. That is how it is. Well, so that you also know the character of those who claim leadership over your country. It is my turn. Fuel subsidy is gone. The electricity subsidy is gone. Other subsidies are gone. In a nation endowed with abundant petroleum, having nothing to enjoy by the citizens except the rulers and those going on pilgrimage to Mecca and Jerusalem. Yeah, because also you Nigerians who are drunk with Christianity and Islam, you have yourself to blame. You think our fathers didn't know God before they brought Christianity and Islam? You are the most foolish people on earth. You are the most. What do you know about God? Challenge me to a television debate to discuss who knows God better between you and our fathers. I am ready to speak for our fathers, using Yoruba proverb and all of that to challenge you, to tell you that you don't know anything about God and that your religion is about human exploitation, and to tell others not to call God in their own traditional way, except in the way you brought from outside, rubbishing the intellectual integrity of our ancestors. God will rubbish you all. God is already rubbishing you. Look at how the nation you are running, nation of homicide ritual murderers, and you want to push it to African tradition. No, African tradition was not like that. It is your spiritual leaders who know the spirits that they are invoking to bring them money. Go and look at all those involved. Pastor Lagbaja, choir master something, Afa something. Those are the people. If it were by African traditionalists, they would have been exposed, and government would have dealt with them decisively. But because it's the chieftains of Christians and Muslims that are behind it, they are hiding the characters involved. Don't you see in Ilorin, they say the guy went to throw the parts of the lady, the Afa went to throw the parts of the lady she killed in a dustbin, and the government has disposed the dustbin, or government agent has disposed the dustbin, human parts, not animal parts, so not animal dung, human parts. So human life means nothing to them. What matters to them is money, full church, full mosque. That's what they want. And that's what they are selling all over the world. That's what they are caring about. That's their mission throughout the world. But you, lend yourself some sense. Lend yourself some sense. God is everywhere. That's why traditional Africans don't build any house for God, by the way, because God is everywhere to be called. But now people are hiding behind Christianity and Islam to shortchange you, to mess up your life. You see it. So that is it. But that the leadership of ASU is the arrowhead of this exploitation of fellow workers in the federal university system. Nothing can be more sorry. Nothing can be more sorry.